Hello, everybody. It's Aura. 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 Excuse me, frog in my throat. Ribbit. So it's another doodle day. A doodle day. And life is still pretty peachy. It's very quiet here in the house. And I think today I'm going to do a slightly different thing and start working in a very small area and working my way out, as opposed to plastering the whole canvas with something and working that way. And so I think, is it time to get started? I ask the silence. I'm not sure. It is time, perhaps, for fiery creativity. I must stoke the flames of creativity first, with maybe more yapping. So, I have no new show and tell. And there's not much else going on, I guess, so maybe I should just get started. Okay, so without further ado, let me hop into my place. Become small. Become small. Small. Scary. Small. Okay. I think this is good. I am in my place and time here. And let me check to see where I'm sitting. I think this is good. Alright, what am I gonna do here? I'm going to make a little circle and make that circle the area I'm working in. So I'm gonna get rid of that circle now. And maybe I'll work on a white canvas today. Like I said last time, I've been kind of playing more with airbrush. So I'm gonna do that. And I suppose because I'm working on a white canvas, I will play with black airbrush. Maybe I'll start with a sphere. This looks like those atomic images. The ones that use the extremely sharp needle. Hang on a second, let me adjust some volumes. I would like to not have music blasting my ear. So I'll bring it up more in the mix and less in my ear. So hopefully that still pops out. Okay. And also let us see the chat. Okay. Alright, so we start with a fuzzy black circle. And I'm going to pick an easy light. I'm actually going to ditch the background for a second. But decide how specular is this sphere. I'm going to say pretty specular. So the reflection is going to be kind of confined here. Maybe there's another indication of reflection down here. And my sphere actually probably could be a little bit more round. What I'm finding is that this is an exercise in relaxing my hand. How nice. May switch from this picture to another one that I'm working on, maybe part way, to be extra confusing. Now I'm going to remove some of this fuzziness. I'm trying to stick to airbrush. So I'm just going erase mode with the airbrush. Oh, no, that was too much. And that was all one stroke. Foolish. Oh, and now I'm painting in white, which I also didn't mean to do. Alright, let's go erase mode. Already, I'm having some fun with my tools. I'm just going to go down a little bit in size. And just start doing some fun stuff with the reflections. I guess they need to have a little more distortion to them. Not really following the curve very well, are they? By choosing something reflective, I kind of chose something that's a little bit challenging because it's not going to be very tolerant of me doing random shit. Without breaking the illusion of a reflective item. Oh, so scary. Come to the orb. Indulge in the orb. Its fascinating light. It beckons you. Okay, let's create more of an outline here. I guess I don't have the steadiest hand, but I can fix that actually by using my tool options. So I'm using a stabilizer here, and it's like dragging the brush using a circle. And I'm still not doing a perfect job, but it does help give it a little bit of ballast. Especially since I like to take multiple strokes. You know what? I'm going to turn that off. You always watch me experiment live. I don't come in here with a plan all the time. That's what it's called, Yap and Doodle. So my partner is in India, and she finally got to see a zebu, which is a kind of cow, type of cattle. And I saw zebu when I went to Madagascar. So now she finally gets to see zebu in India. So I told her she'd join the zebu club. No, we definitely don't have very many opportunities, if any, to see zebu where I live. We just see cows. If I'm not mistaken, zebu came from the Indian subcontinent, were introduced to Madagascar. Alright. Let's turn this back. Oh! Let's be in erase mode. Turn this back on. And start working our way around here. Let me check on the music because I thought that this track was last. Nope. The first time I used this playlist, this track was pretty far down the list, and it was the last one. Sorry if I'm a little bit indistinct. I should talk more into my mic. Do 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 do. Put a few more reflections in here. You got a little smiley looking marble thing. Okay. What to do now? Maybe I'll put something, maybe I'll put it on top of something. Maybe something with some color. Painting underneath. Paint the area there so that I can turn this off and know what my scale is. Maybe it's in the track. So first let me just create like a base. Turn that back on. Let me darken up the shade a bit. And then say, where's the edge of this track? So the lights come in here, and this is just more shadowy on the wall, so let me enliven my stream and my preview so I can see. Alright. So now I got kind of some walls defined here. I'm going to turn this back off. Or rather, I guess I could turn, not that one, this one, opacity really far down. Oh, I've done a dumb classic. Let's get rid of those strokes. Go back to when I turn the opacity up. let's not do the dumb. Let's paint on the correct layer. There we go. I like to do my dumbs in front of people. I find it to be disarming and also unavoidable. As though, I see, because I only do dumbs on purpose, right? Only ever on purpose. I would never do a dumb by mistake. That'd be so unprofessional. I'm gonna make this opacity big. That's fun. Now, since I know that there's blue, I am actually going to go like this, create like an alpha mask, and then work with some blue and edges here where it's reflecting. I think there's a little bit more on this side. Alright. So now that I've done that, I'm going to merge this. And now I've only painted on... Oh! Somehow it didn't merge. Let's go try that again. Ah, because I locked it. Merge. There we go. Now I've only painted on the marble. How nice. Oh, once again, painting on the wrong layer. Okay. I gotta lock that layer so I don't paint on it again. Okay. Maybe this marble is about to roll into a hole. So let me paint maybe a hole here. So some base color for that. And the hole is got a backstop, so perspective wise you'd be looking over a lip here, and so you don't see the whole hole. The whole hole. Oh, I'm so sorry for that sound. Okay. There we go. Exciting. Alright, now maybe work on some shading for this thing. Now it's coming this way, so this would be very dark. But it would lighten up a little bit towards these edges. It wouldn't be quite as light because it's still shadowed in. But right here it would approach that amount of lightness. I think that's a good shade. Let's do that. I'm having to think about this because I don't really know. I kind of tried to pick some challenging geometric things to try here. This might actually be not so much defined by where it's lit, but by where it's shadowed, right? So I'm going to start throwing in some black. It's not totally black though, because there would be light bouncing off the other side of the hole, providing some illumination. But it'd be pretty darn dark. It's a vertical hole, so I should probably work in vertical lines. Vertical strokes. Maybe we could make this just a little bit more interesting though, by giving it a lip. A diagonal lip maybe. Clean up some of this. Now, if I was really trying to do this quickly, I would probably not be using an airbrush. I'm kind of trying to test where the limits of using an airbrush are. And what the outcome looks like when you do. And it's kind of looking like you just kind of get some inconsistent shades. So maybe I will start to abandon this, because I'm feeling that kind of fussy. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just work with a straight up hard tool here, hard brush. Go back to airbrush. I think I'm making a mistake here, and I need to think about it. Like, this just ought to be a hard edge, right? So maybe I'll use my stabilizer. I forget how to make it big. There we go. That delay is just too much. Let's turn the sample count up. See what that does. Delay is too small. decided to kind of redo the shape. No. And no. No, come on, Aura. Get it together. Learning to use the stabilizer correctly. Probably just zoomed out too much, really. Okay. Wonder if I use stabilizer with airbrush. Kind of already did that though. Let's turn it off. Let's just zoom in, help ourselves a little bit. Probably should have done all the shading first and then cut the near edge. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and slop over the edge here. I'm working steps. Turn this thing so it's a little easier on my wrist. That's probably one problem I'm having. Use all the tools available to me. Now what am I gonna do? So if I put this thing back vertical, does that shading look right? Yeah, kind of does. I guess there would be a little bit of a shine here, and then that would make it look a little more convincing. At least it will make it look a little bit more interesting. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do some erasing. Because I think also this shape is a little odd. It's a little odd. think it's a little odd also that there's no color out here when this is still a surface. This isn't quite round, is it? I think we can do a better job. I think one problem too is that I am not really capturing the slope down here. So I suppose this really should be coming down like this. And then up. Let me do that here with the shade first. That's a little better. It's a very shallow groove. That kind of keys it as being very shallow, huh? I wonder if I like that or not. Oh, I've challenged myself and I enjoy that part. I thought this was going to be a lot easier than it actually turned out to be. Although that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how that looks. I want to do something fun for a second. I want to save. I'll call this marble. And I'm going to do my favorite thing, you know, to posterize. Take a look. And what I might end up doing, actually... Oh, you know what? I forgot I also want to posterize this. to restart the process to do that. Sorry if I'm quiet again. Now, I've actually got to have them like on the same layer, but let's go to 11 and then let's do it for the other layer too. Artistic, posterize. Oh, because it was locked. That's why. Because I was being naughty and painting on the wrong layer. Let's bring that to 11 also. That looks so cool. So now I'm actually going to keep this. And I'm going to decide where I'm going to airbrush out stuff I don't want and keep posterization in places that I do. This was not a plan, but it's what I'm doing. It's an experiment. So I'm gonna kind of brush out some of this hard boundary here. I'm not going to worry what's like underneath this marble really. Some of this weird color here I'm going to airbrush out. Keep some of it. That's fine. So in the track, we'll get rid of more of that. Then I'll keep it around those edges. And you saw it live here, folks. New art flow. The endless self-aggrandization. Let's make it look a little bit more even. Let's work on these reflections. Oh, wrong layer. Wonder what I did under there. Probably something heinous. Yeah, that's okay. It's gonna be covered. This is fun. I'm kind of using the posterize layers to suggest how to shade and then just kind of getting rid of some of the boundaries of them. It's kind of like there were these watercolor coloring books that you used to be able to get that had the color on the page and you would just get them wet and kind of paint them around. And that's kind of what I'm doing. It's kind of fun. Unposturizing. Probably looks like garbage in the end, but I don't care. Yeah, it kind of looks like I'm overpainting on top of an 8-bit painting. So I want to try some things. They don't have a revert in this program. So I'm just going to reopen Marble. What if I took and then did a blur like unsharp mask? Reduce the radius to a certain radius. Just do this on the marble. I'm adjusting the radius of it and the strength of it. Like if I jack the strength way up, it doesn't do a whole hell of a lot. But if I do this, the radius, that tends to matter more. And say, okay. And then what if I do, on top of that, enhance, sharpen. Oh, no. Let's undo that. I'm looking for unsharp mask. There we go. This is where you could do some weird stuff. For sure. Wow. That's crazy looking. So big wide radius. Amount. Crazy. Threshold will do this weird thing. I don't know. I don't think I like that. Alright, what am I gonna do with this? It's kind of fun being posturized this way, but there's still this like kind of crudiness I'm not sure I like so much. Maybe if I just highlight it in spots and then reduce the effect in other spots, but don't get rid of it completely. Or what if I, excuse me, what if I do some overlay instead of, we could do some white overlay. Dark overlay. Let's dark overlay here. Some blue overlay here. That looks a little better than directly painting over it. Still looks really strange. Captivating. Do some dark back. Maybe darken over this. And then I think I'm going to cut a circle around this. Wow, that looks kind of cool. I like that. Well, let's do alpha mask to restrict. We're going to merge. All right. Now I think that what I might do is just straight up cut a circle. No. Can I move? No. No, what are you doing? They only let you move the layer. I forget if you can. There we go. That's what I wanted. Select shrink by 10. Let's get a nice circle. Invert, chop it. That's nice. What does that look like when I put it in the track? That looks neat. I like that. I'm gonna do some overlay on top of this. I see that I made a little selection. I'm gonna undo that. Okay, that did something weird. The overlay on the color in there is not doing what I expected, so let's just get rid of this layer. Get rid of this crud the old-fashioned way. That looks kind of neat. Just where it's kind of distracting. Kind of want to rub this out again. Oh boy, rephrase. Get rid of the weird streak, the weird stuff. More controlled strokes. It's kind of fun that its posture is in some places and not others. Oh, what have I done? I would like my brush back. Thank you. The shadow would be receding away in this bend. I've got kind of a dilemma because I want to keep this edge a bit, but it's a little bit too much in that it's making it look crooked. What if I just fade this out here? So I'll just kind of brush it out. And then get rid of the background and start cropping this down. Actually, if I really want this to be like a square or something. I'm doing something kind of silly. Why don't I just go underneath this? Draw a box. Move the box into position. And then paint. There. I'm gonna even do some more cropping here. I'm just gonna make a small picture, maybe. Yeah. There we go. Okay. I kind of like this. Let's go ahead and just flatten the image. Yeah, that's fine. And then let's make a little border. Image. Shrink. Select. Shrink selection. I don't know what, 10? Maybe 20. I am shrinking. I'm creating a selection box. I'm inverting the selection. And then I'm going to paint in black. Make a black border. Alright. And save it. Okay. Oh boy. That was fun. So what did I learn today? I can use posterize for a neat little cartoony effect. And then if it's a specular surface and I want to paint over it, I can use overlay to reduce or enhance certain parts, but keep some of this weird glow. And then just kind of make a call with the rest of it. Alright, I guess I'm gonna end it here. I don't have any viewers, so I look forward to next time. And if you're watching this later, I hope you have fun today. Take care. And as always, I hope you find peace and tranquility and clarity in your heart and in your mind. Have a blessed day, night, or whatever time it is for you. And I will catch you next time. This is Aura. Bye-bye.